Kishibe, hop on the beat!
Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan is a series of one-shot manga chapters written by Hirohiko Araki. They star the Part 4 character Rohan and focus on a variety of different stories. The first chapter appeared in Araki's short story collection Under Execution Under Jailbreak in 1997. The next chapter came out 10 years later in 2007, and they have continued to come out semi-frequently since then. The second and third chapters were adapted in the form of an OVA, bundled with the Part 4 anime's Blu-rays. Now in 2020, the first and eighth chapters have been adapted, and thankfully all four are now available in Blu-ray quality. In this video, we'll be going over all of the differences between the one-shot chapters and the OVAs. The first chapter to be adapted is actually the third, Millionaire Village. Akira Otoishi can now be seen walking in the background while Rohan is speaking with Izumi. In the manga, Izumi says that she found the village on Google Maps. She no longer says this specifically, but the app on her phone is made to look more like Google Maps. When talking about where to place his coat in the manga, Rohan touches the entrance. In the OVA, he only points. Izumi now hands Rohan the baby bird before heading inside. More of the inside of the village is shown. Rohan now does his pose from Rohan Goes to the Louvre before picking up the corn. Heaven's Door can now be seen appearing to put the bird back in the nest. There is a new scene of Rohan eating lunch with Josuke, Koichi, and Okuyasu. Rohan mentions that he is living at Koichi's house, a detail first mentioned in the previous chapter. He now decides to move in with Okuyasu since he is fascinated by his father's condition. Okuyasu asks Rohan if he can use Heaven's Door to fix him, but he refuses, since the father is already happy. This is very similar to another one-shot titled DNA, where Rohan refused to fix the little girl since he saw nothing wrong with her. The second episode of the OVA is Mutsukabe Hill, the second one-shot chapter. Mutsukabe Hill originally came out before Millionaire Village and is also directly referenced by it. Minoru no longer orders when he sits down. Some of Rohan's dialogue about Destyle is removed. Some of the backstory for Osato Naoto's family is also removed. The video game that Gunpei is playing is now shown. It appears to be the same one that we see Josuke playing in the anime. Gunpei is no longer shown looking out the window. Naoto now elbows Gunpei instead of punching him. Naoto's wedding is now shown. The OVA shows the daily routine of disposing Gunpei's blood in the sink. The OVA no longer mentions Naoto having children until later. A new real estate agent character is added who tries to buy the mountain from Rohan. This adds more tension to the scene with the daughter since he almost sees the dead body. Naoto is no longer shown speaking with her son and daughter at the end. A new scene is added to the ending, which shows Josuke, Koichi, Okuyasu, and Mikitaka listening in on the story. This is the first time that Mikitaka has appeared in any Rohan one-shot. Rohan also questions Mikitaka about whether he is really an alien. The third and fourth episodes of the OVA released simultaneously, so I will cover them in the order of the original chapter's release. The third episode is based on the original one-shot story, At a Confessional. The chapter begins with Rohan recounting a story to the reader, similar to many of the other one-shots. In the OVA, he is now telling the story to Koichi. The OVA now connects this story to the beginning of Part 5, with Koichi asking Rohan to teach him how to speak Italian using Heaven's Door. Koichi is also now sporting his Part 5 anime design. In the new cafe scenes, Rohan's outfit appears to be based on the one which originated from the one-shot Poaching Seashore. In the manga, Rohan says that he traveled to Italy during a hiatus which was caused by an injury. In the OVA, Rohan now makes it clear that this is the same hiatus that started after he was beaten by Josuke. Rohan no longer says that he has not committed any sins. The bags of corn no longer have labels on them. The description of the vagrant is shortened in the OVA, and the confessor no longer mentions his race. The confessor is eating a different kind of sandwich during his flashback. The confessor's wife is shown in more detail. The location of the confessor's mansion is no longer mentioned. The details on the birds in the manga indicates that they are pigeons. In the OVA, the birds are pure white, closer to being doves. The spirit no longer mentions the different excuses that the confessor might make. The story now ends back at the cafe, with Okuyasu and Yukako listening in with new dialogue. Okuyasu suggests that the evil spirit may have actually been a stand, and Yukako says that she would protect Koichi if an evil spirit went after him. Yukako's design here is based on her appearance in another Rohan one-shot titled DNA. The 4th episode is based on the 8th and most recent chapter, The Run. During the introduction monologue, there is now a moment where Rohan becomes scared and starts looking around. Rohan no longer mentions the title of the story by name. The line on the map of Japan now leads to a slightly different location. The real-life actors that Yoma was in the movie with are no longer mentioned by name. Yoma is more buff than he was in the manga, a change made after Araki requested David Production to do so. The price of the protein that Yoma buys is now higher. He also now mentions the flavor that he bought. There is now a scene where Rohan and Yoma have a weightlifting contest. More of Yoma's training and diet is shown, along with a silhouette of the god Hermes appearing over him while he's running, foreshadowing the revelation from the end of the story. There is a new scene of Yoma jumping rope in the apartment. One of the shots of Rohan and Yoma running is now styled to look like the JoJo fighting game, Heritage for the Future. There is a new scene of the trainer wondering where his previous customer went, since he was recently killed by Yoma. The moment leading up to Yoma grabbing the remote is now much longer. Rohan no longer mentions that this gym is on the 8th floor of the Morio Grand Hotel. The story now ends with Rohan leaving the gym. And that was every difference so far in the Rohan OVAs. The 2 more recent episodes have vastly improved compared to the previous. I feel like David Production did a very good job representing the Part 8 art style. Both the one-shots and the OVAs are definitely worth your time. Thank you for watching. This is the part of the video where I thank my $5 and up patrons. Thank you to Norden the Lich, Alex Ramirez, Raziana, Boat Girl, Nax, The Insane Penguin, Anasui Hat, Robert E.O. Speedwagon, and Doorbell.